Blue pill or red pill? The blue pill will allow you to stay in illusion. The red pill, you wake up to reality. What does that mean? Well, first, let's go back. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Susan, and I am here to bring about awareness, right? And so, what's happening right now with humanity is that about everyone is going to go through a dark night of the soul. And so, you'll ask yourself, what is the dark night of the soul? Basically, the dark night of the soul is you waking up to reality. Now, when reality is presented to us, when we are shown what is real and what is not real, sometimes reality is more fictional than fiction. So what happens there is that is a shock. It becomes a shock, and you know, some people won't be able to take it. Some people won't be able to endure it, and some will. That's just the reality of it. I'm not here to bring about bad news, but I'm here to speak truth. Reality is more fictional than fiction. And so, red pill or blue pill, right? There is a process. There are steps that we can take. There are people put in place that have gone through this already and are here speaking on it, teaching on it, and leading people towards their awakening so that they could have a successful completion of a dark night of the soul. Because what's going to happen is that everything that we taught to be true, it's not. Everything that we taught to be real is not. We're going to come to the understanding that we are being controlled, right? By the powers at work, by the media, by the government, by the entertainment industry, right? And we are going to come to the realization that our free will has been manipulated due to our energy being at a low frequency, due to us vibrating at a low frequency, because the powers at work are able to dominate us when we operate through a low frequency. Hence why they have created a simulation in which we are just to be distracted and not be able to see what is really happening and actually do something about it, because the distractions put in place are strong. And if you notice today, we are being consumed by fear. All you see is fear. Everywhere you turn is fear. I am a person that I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. However, I meditate. So I get my news from the ethers, but I don't watch the news because I don't operate based on fear. I have made it to a place where I know that what these two physical eyes are seeing is not the reality. And in order to get there, you have to be the observer of your reality, which means that you have to heal. So blue pill or red pill, choose one, right? And so for people like myself, we're not here to like dig it down your throat, like here, eat the red pill. No. This is a take it or leave it basis. And so when it comes to the dark night of the soul, what we need to do there is heal. Choose to forgive it all and not pass judgment. To a point where once we heal and while we're healing, we become the observer of our reality, and we realize that not all of our thoughts are our thoughts. And that we are not this physical vessel, that we are not the house we own, that we are not the car we drive, that we are not the title of employment that we have, and that we are not our marital status or our family members. We are not the titles. And so we learn to detach from all of that. We detach from religion. We detach from politics. We detach from entertainment. We detach from media. The reason being that it's false, right? And so we come to turn the focus inward. And when we do that, we heal. We heal and we block out the noise. We no longer look for outside validation. We no longer need anything outside of ourselves. And when we heal and we forgive it all, what we do is we end up awakening the God inside of us, because God is not separate from us. We are one with Source. And as His children, we have a spiritual inheritance. Our birthright is bliss. We remember that we are not this vessel, that we are a soul having a human experience, and that we came here to remember. And we do that by healing. We do that by detaching from the programming, by detaching from the titles and choosing to heal. And we also learn as we heal, we are confronted with harsh truths, right? And we need to have a sober mind, a sovereign being, in order to deal with the truths that are presented in front of us. The reason being that we come to the understanding that everything we thought was real was actually a lie. And once we wake up, I could only speak for myself. It's very hard for me to go back to sleep. It's almost nearly impossible, right? And so we do have a solution for this. We do have an understanding of how this is done. And I do understand that right now we're being flooded with distractions. We're being flooded. I can guarantee you that anything you're seeing in the news right now is based on fear, is talking to you about wars, is talking to you about instability, is talking to you about all this diabolicalness that has been going on for eons. However, this is the time for the new earth. And the Most High already made His presence known. Now, are you going to stay distracted, or are you going to go within and heal? Because you do have free will. And anything that we put our focus in, anything that we give our focus to, is what grows. For example, if in our minds, right, and all day long what we're watching is just things about, diabolicalness. Like, let's say something like you're watching something on your feed, right, and you're clicking and putting your emotions on these things with the Epstein files that are going on, right? More and more of that is going to come up on your feed, right? The same thing with this Matrix simulation, the world around us. And I'm going to go into the Matrix in the next video that I do. But that's what's going to manifest more of. What you focus on is what you manifest more of. And because we're a collective consciousness, that's why some of us need to stay in position, grounded, right? The reason being that we understand what's happening, right? And then for some people who are awakening, the normal response is rage, is fear, is anger. And so we manifest more of that as well. But this is a spiritual battle, because the new age is here. For those who are religious, for those who read the Bible, Revelations. Yeah. That's where we're at. So for those who have eyes to see and ears to listen, you understand. I'm going to be back with part 2.